I never thought that I would need to make this video. It seems unimaginable that two of the world's most important tourist hotspots could be in a violent conflict with each other. And I'm talking about Thailand, the land of smiles, and Cambodia, the land of Angkor Wat.
The Thai health minister says at least 11 civilians and 1 soldier have been killed so far in the clashes.
It may feel particularly surreal for there to be active violence in this particular part of the world, just because it is so well known as a place to go on vacation. And I'm sure for a lot of people, they're going to be wondering, is it still safe to visit these countries? We'll get into that, but first let me share a little bit of context of what is happening. From the outside, this might come as a surprise, but this border dispute has actually been going on for more than a century.
Cambodia and Thailand have a long history of conflict along this border, which stretches over 500 miles. The dispute is dominated by overlapping territorial claims, which date back to colonial times.
Ever since that border was created, there have been different interpretations along certain portions of that border as to what rightfully belongs to Cambodia and what rightfully belongs to Thailand. This is especially the case around important historical and cultural sites. So in this particular instance, the conflict has centered on an area that is near the Preah Vihear temple. Even though the International Court of Justice has recognized Cambodia's ownership of the temple since 1962, up until 2008, Thailand had been responsible for maintaining access to the site. There was a delicate cooperation between the two countries, and the topic of the disputed territory was avoided. That all changed in 2008 when Cambodia successfully applied for the site to be awarded UNESCO World Heritage status. This effectively put an end to cooperation between the two countries, and tensions have only increased since then. So what does this recent conflict mean for you as a traveler? Are Thailand and Cambodia still safe to visit? The answer, of course, is very personal, and it's dependent on how comfortable you are with risk. Looking at the responses of governments around the world, the vast majority are not warning people against travel to either Thailand or Cambodia entirely. Right now, the conflict is relatively isolated to that small area of both countries. And in my opinion, there's very little probability that either government is going to let the conflict grow and get out of control.
We did not declare war. It is just a conflict. We still insist on the principles of peace and nonviolence. We will try to talk to each other to solve the problem.
Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet has appealed to the UN Security Council for urgent intervention to halt what he described as unprovoked and premeditated military aggression by Thailand.
So, if you have travel plans to either country, what should you do? First, don't travel near the Thai-Cambodian border, particularly the affected provinces. And right now, the conflict is very isolated to this specific area in both countries. It does not affect some of the most major tourist sites in Thailand and Cambodia. The border between the two countries is definitely closed, so you definitely shouldn't attempt to do any kind of border crossing. There are a couple of exceptions, but tourism is not one of those. And in general, it would just be ill-advised. Major tourist areas like Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Phuket, Krabi, all of these places are safe to visit in Thailand. Also in Cambodia, the major sites of Phnom Penh, Angkor Wat, Siem Reap, these areas are fine as well. The areas that you want to avoid are just along that border. 2. Prepare to fly if visiting both countries. It's still possible to fly between both countries, but I would definitely continue to monitor the situation because if things do escalate, that could change. At the same time, I think neither country wants to escalate this to a point that it's going to interfere with tourism across the region. They both have a strong incentive to want to keep people visiting some of these major sites. My personal opinion is that it's unlikely to affect air travel but you do just definitely want to keep monitoring that.
And that leads me to my third point. Keep monitoring the news and other official sources.
If you're heading to either Thailand or Cambodia or both, be alert, travel responsibly, and keep monitoring communication from all of the different governments involved. This is a sensitive conflict that's rooted in history, identity, and territorial interpretation. It's important to understand that both countries see important value in this disputed area, and that's why they feel so strongly about it. Many people in both countries just want peace and normalcy, and for the most part, both countries remain safe and open to visitors. Both nations are beautiful, welcoming, and rich in culture, and with the right precautions, you can still explore safely.